Hello students, welcome back to Turning Point Towards Success. As all of you know, we still in Sources of Energy Science chapter. Already 6 parts we finished. Today I am welcoming for part 7. If you remember in the last class, that is part 6, we discussed about the alternate sources of energy. Before that we discussed many things which are conventional sources of energy, which are non-conventional sources of energy. In that many concepts we discussed, but in the last class we started about the alternate sources of energy. What do you mean by alternate sources of energy? The non-conventional sources of energy is only alternate sources of energy. But why we are using non-conventional sources of energy? Because conventional sources of energy may come into end very short period of time. Okay, they may not available in the future. That's why we have to utilize non-conventional sources of energy instead of conventional sources of energy. I gave example also in the last class. किसी एक वस्तु के बदले में दूसरा वस्तु यूज करते हैं तो उसको बोलते हैं alternate. Okay, same thing. What do you mean by alternate sources of energy? It means the non-conventional sources of energy which can be used to conserve the conventional sources of energy is called as alternate sources of energy. I repeat, non-conventional sources of energy which can be used to conserve the conventional sources of energy is called as alternate sources of energy. In that alternate sources of energy, now last class we already started about solar energy. So the name itself tells the energy what we are getting from the solar. Solar means what? From the sun. Whatever the energies we are getting from the sun, normally it is called as a solar energy. So what kind of energies normally we are getting from the sun? From day to evening, morning to evening, we are getting two types of energy. We are getting light energy also, we are getting heat energy also. Both are reaching the earth in the form of radiation. They are reaching the earth in the form of radiation. Therefore, if you mix this, you will get the definition of solar energy. The energy what we are getting in the form of light and heat from the sun is called as a solar energy, or the energy received by the sun. The energy received by the sun in the form of light and heat radiation is called as a solar energy. The energy received by the sun in the form of light and heat radiation or heat energy is called as a solar energy. That means every day in our India, we are very lucky to be in India. Why? Because we are able to enjoy all the 4 seasons. If you want to rain, you will get rain. If you want to get summer, you will get the summer. If you want to get any cold season, that also you can enjoy. If you want rain, rain also you can enjoy. Spring season also you can enjoy. So all the seasons you are able to enjoy. If you supposed to born in Switzerland or any polar region, we are not able to enjoy all the 4 seasons. Being Indian, you are able to enjoy the solar energy sufficiently. Why? Because sufficiently daily we are getting heat energy also, light energy also. So that's why in India we are getting sufficient amount of solar energy. Then question arises, this energy is coming from what? Sun, sir. So how much distance between our earth and sun? The distance between sun and earth is not like a Hubli Dharwad. It is the very long distance. If you want to know the distance, approximate distance is 150 million kilometer. The distance between sun and earth is 150 million kilometer. I think all of you know what do you mean by million? 10 lakh को 1 million बोलते हैं. 10 lakh means after 10 how many zeros? There should be 5 zeros. So this is called as 1 million. This is called as a 1 million. Such a how many millions? 150 million kilometer is the distance between sun and earth. If it is a sun and this is a earth, the distance between these two itself is 150 million kilometer. Daily we are getting the light. Right now what we are having light in our classroom. Right now what you are having light inside your house. That is traveled nearly 150 kilometer. Okay, then it is able to reach your earth, your house, your ground, your plane, everywhere that light is able to reach. Then how much time it may take, sir, to reach the earth? To reach the earth, approximately it will take 8 minutes. Agar Suraj say that ray of light is leaving the sun, to reach the earth, it is taking approximately 8 minutes. Exactly is 8.3 minutes. If you ignore the upar ka chilra 0.3 seconds, if you ignore, roundabout we can say it will take 8 minutes to reach the earth or reach the ground. Why, sir? How much speed it is traveling? All of you know, light can travel with the speed of 3 lakh kilometer per second. एक सेकेंड में हम अपने पलकों को ओपन और क्लोज भी नहीं कर सकते. But light is able to travel how much kilometer? 3 lakh kilometer. It is not centimeter, it's not meter. I am talking about kilometer. So with the speed of this much per second, एक सेकेंड को 3 लाख, टक 3 लाख, टक 3 लाख, एक सेकेंड को 3 लाख, it is able to travel with the speed of that. It is reaching the earth. To reach the earth, it is taking 8 minutes or 8.3 minutes in the sense. The distance, if you calculate it with the help of your calculator, approximately you will get 150 billion kilometer. It's that much it is traveling and it is reaching the earth within 8 minutes. Then question arises, how such an enormous amount of produced in sun, sir? Because of that, the sun is made up of 2 types of gases. One is hydrogen, another one is helium. These are main composition of our sun. Not only sun, as all of you know, sun is also one star. Okay, similarly, almost all star also made up of hydrogen and helium only. These hydrogen and helium, hydrogen atom, helium atom, they undergo fusion, nuclear fusion reaction. They undergo in nuclear fusion reaction. What do you mean by fusion? Combining 2 or more lighter atoms to form a heavy atom or heavy molecule. If it is going to form, then only it is called as a fusion of atom. 2 or more lighter atoms combine होके एक बड़ा मास वाला atom form होता है, तो that is called as a fusion reaction. There is a difference between fusion and fission. Fission means breaking. If a heavy nucleus is split into 2 or more lighter nucleus, then it is called as a fission reaction. What do you mean by fusion? If 2 or more lighter nuclei combines to form one heavy nucleus, then it is called as a fusion. Hydrogen plus hydrogen combine होके क्या होता है? Helium होता है. Why? Because hydrogen atoms combine होने को हम बोलते हैं fusion. Okay, fusing means combining. So such a nuclear fusion reaction is taking place on the surface of the sun. Because of that, enormous amount of energy is liberating. About this nuclear energy, in this chapter only, at the end we are going to discuss detail more. But right now, you have to understand, inside the sun, there will be one nuclear reaction taking place. Nuclear reaction is taking place. What kind of? Fusion reaction is taking place. Because of that, enormous amount of energy is liberated. Because of that liberated energy, we are also getting some part of energy from it. But to take place this fusion reaction, it is able to form, the nuclear fusion reaction is able to form on the surface of the sun only at the present of high temperature. Because fusion reaction you cannot make on inside your house, you cannot conduct it in your laboratory also. Why? Because these fusion reactions are able to initiate when high temperature is available. But sun is already hot, it is having the sufficient temperature. At high temperature nuclear fusion reaction is taking place. That's why temperature को हम क्या बोलते हैं chemistry में? Thermo. Okay, so what kind of nuclear reaction? Fusion reaction. Therefore, what kind of nuclear reaction is taking place in sun? That is called as a thermonuclear fusion reaction, which is called as a thermonuclear fusion reaction. This question asked many times, what kind of nuclear reaction is taking place on sun? So, inside a sun or on a sun, there will be the thermonuclear fusion reaction. If anybody is asking, what do you mean by thermonuclear fusion reaction? If fusion reaction taking place at very high temperature, then it is called as a thermonuclear fusion reaction. Because of that, enormous amount of energy is liberated. That energy is going to travel around the sun. It is going to move around the sun. Whatever energy it is liberating, among that energy, the very some part of energy only tending towards the earth. As all of you know about the solar system, in solar system, roll number 3 planet is earth. Which one is first one? Mercury is the first planet, which is nearest planet to the sun. Uske baad kaun sa hai? Venus. Venus is the second planet near to the sun. Roll number 3 is ourselves, that is earth is the third nearest planet to the sun. So whatever energy it is emitting, usme se all energy is not moving towards the earth. It is some part of energy is moving towards the earth. When that energy is entering into the earth atmosphere, already all of you know our earth is covered with blanket. Our earth is covered with the blanket of atmosphere. The atmosphere is nothing but the blanket of earth itself is called as the atmosphere. That one you studied in 9th. So when it enters into the atmosphere, जो part of energy is moving towards the earth, उसमें से majority part of energy is absorbed by atmosphere. उसमें से more than 50 to 60% of energy is absorbed by the atmosphere, and the remaining energy is able to reach the surface of the earth. देखो, अगर enormous amount of energy liberate होता है sun के द्वारा, उसका एक पार्ट अर्थ के नियर आता है, बट अर्थ में जो एटमॉस्फेयर है वो एटमॉस्फेयर उसके मैक्सिमम परसेंट एब्जॉर्ब कर लेता है. रिमेनिंग वेरी little percentage of energy is tending towards the earth. So when it is reaching the earth, we are feeling that it is giving us heat energy also, it is giving light energy. But when energy is emitted by the sun, when it is moving towards the earth, many energies, many radiations are emitted by the sun. It is able to emit infrared rays, it is able to emit ultraviolet rays, it is able to emit the visible light. So such radiations, VL means visible light and UV means already you know ultraviolet rays, IR means infrared radiation. Such radiations are coming towards earth. UV means already you know ultraviolet rays. These are affecting our skin also, that's why we all are applying sun protection formula, SPF. Okay, like me, SPF 25, SPF 50, like that you are applying because sun burn hota hai, ultraviolet rays. Such ultraviolet radiations, what we are facing, no, they are very light harmful ultraviolet radiations. The most harmful radiations are absorbed by, God has created one layer around the earth which is called as a ozone layer. So around the earth there is a layer which is called as a ozone. I think all of you know ozone means nothing but O3. When hydrogen three atoms combine to each other, then it is going to form a molecule called as a O3, which is called as a ozone. Ozone is the protective layer formed around the earth. The main function of ozone is what? It is going to absorb the harmful ultraviolet radiations. सूरज ने हमारे पास ऐसे खतरनाक अल्ट्रावायलेट रेडिएशंस भेजे हैं, उसमें से हार्मफुल रेडिएशन को दिस ओजोन इज गोइंग टू एब्जॉर्ब एंड लेस हार्मफुल अल्ट्रावायलेट रेडिएशंस उसमें से पार होके दे आर एबल टू रीच द सरफेस ऑफ द अर्थ. When they are reaching, very minute part of UV rays are reaching our earth, and majority visible light and infrared radiation, as atmosphere is there, no, it is going to absorb the heat energy and light energy, and very minute part of that energies are reachable to earth. Okay, therefore all these radiations, when they are reaching, we are getting the sufficient amount of solar energy. Then question arises, how much amount of solar energy we are getting daily in our atmosphere? To the earth, how much amount of solar energy we are getting? So if it is a earth and this is our atmosphere, so daily from the sun we are getting the solar energy. That energy what we are getting from the sun, our atmosphere is going to receive how much amount of energy? 1.4 kilowatt per meter square. This much amount of energy we are getting daily per second. This much amount of energy we are getting. As already you studied in 9th standard, watt is nothing but what? Power. Power ka W is equal to J by S. Okay, so you can say this one as 1.4 kilojoule per second per meter square. Joule per second ko hi we are going to call it as a watt. Okay, so every day during the daytime you are not going to get any solar energy during night. Okay, during daytime for every second we are getting 1.4. K means kilo. Kilo means how much? 1000. 1.4 kilowatt per meter square of area. इसका मतलब क्या है? हमारा एटमॉस्फेयर का 1 मीटर स्क्वायर एरिया तुम ले तो 1 मीटर, आई थिंक ऑल ऑफ यू नो मीटर, कपड़े की दुकान में रहता है, दैट इज अ मीटर. 1 मीटर लेंथ, 1 मीटर ब्रेथ. इफ यू टेक दैट इज कॉल्ड एज ए 1 मीटर एरिया. ओके, तो हमारा एटमॉस्फेयर का 1 मीटर ऑफ एरिया पे कितना सोलर एनर्जी गिरता है पर सेकेंड? वो है 1.4 kilowatt per meter square. This much amount of energy we are getting. This itself is called as a, this value itself is called as a solar constant. Solar constant. This is also very important question for your examination. What do you mean by solar constant? Solar constant is nothing but the energy received by the sun. The energy received by the sun by our earth atmosphere. How much area? We have to take 1 meter square of area, and how much time? 1 second. 1 second. 1 को बोलने के लिए we are using the word unit. Okay, the energy received by the earth atmosphere by the sun. Energy received by the earth atmosphere by the sun per unit time, per unit area is called as a solar constant. I think you understood. The energy received by the earth atmosphere, energy received by the earth atmosphere by the sun per unit time, per unit area is called as a, unit means what? 1. So per unit time is nothing but what? 1 second. SI unit of time is what? Second only. Per unit time, per unit area. Per unit area means 1 meter square को हम एक unit area बोलते हैं. That is called as a solar constant. एग्जाम में पूछेंगे what do you mean by solar constant? The energy received by the earth atmosphere from the sun. Energy received by the earth atmosphere from the sun per unit area at unit time. Per unit area per unit time is called as a solar constant. Can you try? Can you try find the definition? The energy received by the earth atmosphere, energy received by the earth atmosphere from the sun per unit time per unit area is called as a solar constant. What is the value of solar constant? That also they are asking. That is 1.4 kW, means kilowatt per meter square. Nahi sir, in terms of joule I want to say, means you can say this 1.4 kilojoule per second per meter square. Meter square is what? Area. Per second is what? Time. Okay. This much of energy we are getting from the sun per second per unit area. Per unit time per unit area. That is called as a solar constant. So such a massive energy daily we are getting from the sun. Why not we are using this one for alternate sources of energy? Because huge amount of energy we are getting daily. Daily we are wasting it. If we are utilizing this energy, then we are going to conserve our conventional sources of energy. Therefore, to conserve the conventional sources of energy, solar energy we can use as a alternate sources of energy. Then how we can utilize solar energy? Because already I said we are getting two types of energy. Light भी हमको मिल रहा है, heat भी हमको मिल रहा है. So with the help of solar energy, what all the things we are doing? हमारे पुराने जमाने से सोलर एनर्जी को हम क्यों यूज करें? सब लोग, मेरे पिताजी, आपके पिताजी, उसके पिताजी, पिताजी सब लोग किस लिए यूज करते थे सोलर एनर्जी? फर्स्ट अपने कपड़े को सुखाने के लिए. ओके, सो हम जब भी कपड़े धोते हैं, टू ड्राई द क्लोथ्स, टू ड्राई द ग्रेन्स, ओके, जो भी दाने रहते हैं ना एग्रीकल्चर, उसको ड्राई करने के लिए वी वेर यूजिंग द सोलर एनर्जी. उसके लिए हम यूज करते थे सोलर एनर्जी. बट नाउ वी कम टू नो दैट with the help of solar energy many conventional sources of energy को हम कंजर्व कर सकते हैं. अब हम क्या कर सकते हैं? फिलहाल सोलर एनर्जी से you are able to produce electricity now. With the help of solar energy we can convert it into electrical energy, and with the help of solar energy you can boil the water also. With the help of solar energy you can prepare the food also. Okay, so such a multi-purpose applications we are getting from the solar energy. That's why अब देखो फिलहाल हम खाना बनाने के लिए क्या यूज कर रहे हैं? एलपीजी सिलेंडर. कौन सा है? कन्वेंशनल फॉसिल फ्यूल. ओके, और पानी को गर्म करने के लिए क्या यूज कर रहे हैं? सर मेरे घर में हीटर है, गीजर है. कुछ लोग लकड़ियां यूज कर रहे हैं. ओके, कुछ लोग डिफरेंट एलपीजी सिलेंडर भी यूज कर रहे हैं. दे ऑल आर फॉसिल फ्यूल्स. Okay, then if you want to produce the electricity, you are going for hydropower plant, you are going for thermopower plant. Hydropower plant is good, okay, but thermopower plant means again you are going to waste the fossil fuel. So now with the help of solar energy, now we can get the conventional energies like खाना भी बना सकते हैं, पानी को भी गर्म कर सकते हैं, इलेक्ट्रिसिटी भी प्रोड्यूस कर सकते हैं. That's why we can call solar energy as a alternate sources of energy. Therefore, to do such a kind of work, we invented some devices which are called as solar devices. They are called as solar devices. What do you mean by solar devices? The devices which can perform some activities, they can do some kind of work by utilizing the solar energy. The devices which can work by utilizing the solar energy, they are called as solar devices. The devices which can work by utilizing solar energy are called as solar devices. Solar devices or solar device. So what are the solar devices? Give example. One is solar cooker, solar cooker. I think all of you heard solar cooker. Next, solar water heater. Solar water heater. Number 3, that is solar cell. सोलर सेल. अभी अभी मैंने बोला ना, सोलर कुकर से क्या कर सकते हैं, खाना बना सकते हैं. सोलर वाटर हीटर से वी कैन पानी को गर्म कर सकते हैं, and with the help of solar cell we can generate the electricity. So these are collectively called as solar devices. Solar devices are the devices which can do the work by utilizing the solar energy. Now we have to discuss one by one, what do you mean by solar cooker? Solar cooker is a solar device which is used to prepare the food by utilizing solar energy. Okay, so with the help of solar energy to prepare the food, whatever solar device we are using, that itself is called as a solar cooker. Solar cooker is a device used to prepare the food with the help of solar energy. Now, then how solar energy is able to prepare the food by the help of solar energy? That one we have to discuss now. For that, little bit we have to discuss its construction and working. As all of you know, solar energy से हम खाना बनाने के लिए एक सोलर डिवाइस यूज करते हैं, नाम उसका है सोलर कुकर. सोलर कुकर का कंस्ट्रक्शन एंड वर्किंग हम जानेंगे एक ब्रेक के बाद, बिकॉज आई हैव टू ड्रॉ वन स्मॉल डायग्राम. Okay students, just now we understood solar cooker is a device which is used to prepare the food with the help of solar energy. Then now we have a question, how with the help of solar cooker we are able to prepare the food. For that, just now I said we have to see the construction and working of the solar cooker. I tried my level best to draw the diagram of solar cooker. You can see from your textbook also. So this is a diagram of solar cooker. Solar cooker is normally in the shape of box. हमारे लैंग्वेज में बोला जाए तो एक सूटकेस की तरह रहता है, जैसे हम ऊपर करते हैं सूटकेस, वैसे ही it is in the form of cuboidal shape box. Cuboidal shape का एक बॉक्स रहता है. The material used to prepare the box is, I wrote here, insulated box. Insulated means it should not be made with metal. Okay, it should be made with non-conductor of heat. Non-conductor of heat. All metals are good conductor of heat, as all of you know. All metals are good conductor of electricity as well as heat. We should not prepare the solar cooker box with the help of metals. We have to use insulated boxes. Means cardboard से बनाया हुआ डब्बा ले सकते हो. तुम्हारा केक का, पेस्ट्री का डब्बा रहता है, ऐसा कार्डबोर्ड का डब्बी भी ले सकते हो. नहीं तो सर थर्मोकोल से बनाया हुआ डब्बा भी हम ले सकते हैं, बिकॉज बोथ आर बैड कंडक्टर ऑफ हीट. देन क्वेश्चन यू मे आस्क, सर व्हाई नॉट मेटल? सर, इफ यू टेक मेटल बॉक्स, मेटल इज अ गुड कंडक्टर ऑफ हीट. इसके अंदर जो भी हीट है, ये मेटल हीट को कंडक्ट करके बाहर इवापोरेट कर देगा. तो तुम्हारा डब्बे का अंदर रखा हुआ खाना गर्म नहीं रहेगा. ओके, दैट्स व्हाई थर्मस फ्लास्क को देखा है. थर्मस फ्लास्क के अंदर जो भी हम रखते हैं वो गर्म क्यों रहता है? बिकॉज उसका आउटर लेयर प्लास्टिक का बना होता है. ओके, दैट इज अ बैड कंडक्टर रहता है. और कुछ स्टेनलेस स्टील का थर्मस फ्लास्क रहे तो उसके बीच में एक गैप रहता है कवर का, सो दैट इज एम्प्टी वेसल रहता है. दैट इज अ बैड कंडक्टर ऑफ हीट. If it is conducting metal, it is going to evaporate the heat energy. Then you are not able to prepare the food quickly. Okay, so it is a box made up of insulated, means thermocol से या कार्डबोर्ड से बनाया हुआ एक बॉक्स रहता है. इस बॉक्स के अंदर inside of the box and the top face of the box inside से it is completely painted with black color. ब्लैक कलर से पेंट किया जाता है. कंप्लीटली सोलर कुकर इंटरनल सरफेसेस आर कंप्लीटली पेंटेड विथ ब्लैक कलर. व्हाई सर? व्हाई ओनली ब्लैक कलर? एज ऑल ऑफ यू नो, whenever our cricket players are playing test match, which color shirt they are wearing? White. because white is absorbing very less heat energy. If they are wearing the black color dress, then it is absorbing more heat energy. Among all the colors, the maximum absorbable color is black color, because we wanted to collect the heat energy inside the box. So black is the best color to absorb more heat energy. That's why internal faces of the box and top faces internally it is completely painted with black color. And whatever food you want to prepare, that food material you have to place in a container. That containers are said to be food container. वो तुम्हारे टिफिन बॉक्स की तरह रहते हैं. The पूरा surface, external surface of the food box is also completely painted with black color. और उसके ऊपर यहाँ you can see here the top surface we used very thick plain glass sheet. जैसे उसका ढक्कन की तरह उसके ऊपर एक plain glass का sheet रहता है. Why they used plain glass only? Because glass is a material which can allow infrared radiation to enter into the box, but they are not allowing that radiations to go back after reflection. Okay, जो भी heat इसके अंदर आता है वहीं trap हो जाता है. Okay, एक glass sheet नहीं रहा तो बक्से के अंदर गिर के reflect होके और rays आकर reflect होके बाहर चले जाएंगे. To stop the radiation which entered into the boxes, we are using the thick plain glass. Glass is a material which can allow the heat energy enter into the box, but it is not allowing heat energy to go out of the box after reflection. That's why we are using thick plain glass sheet. उसके ऊपर here you can observe here we used plain mirror. Why we used the plain mirror? Mirror is a material which can reflect the solar energy. To prepare the food, you have to keep this box in sunlight. Sunlight तो directly जहाँ तुम box रखोगे वहाँ तो sun नहीं आएगा. But sunlight has to fall inside the box to make the reflection of light. अगर यहाँ sun यहाँ पे रहा तो उसका light यहाँ reflect होके box के अंदर रहेगा. अगर सन यहाँ रहा तो उसका लाइट रिफ्लेक्ट होके बॉक्स के अंदर आना. यहाँ सन रहा तो भी उसका रिफ्लेक्शन होके बॉक्स के अंदर आने के लिए टू रिफ्लेक्ट द सोलर एनर्जी एंड एंटर इनटू द बॉक्स वी आर यूजिंग द प्लेन मिरर. So these are the important points. So it is made up of wood से बना सकते हो, थर्मोकोल से या कार्डबोर्ड से. So it should be a bad conductor of heat. The internal surface is completely covered with black color because black is good absorbent of solar energy, and whatever food we are preparing that can be placed in a box, the outer surface of the box also painted with black color, and the surface of the box is covered with a thick plain glass sheet because it is allowing heat energy to enter into the box, but it is not allowing it to reflect back. Okay, and the top of the box is covered with the plane mirror. Why we are using the plane mirror? It is reflecting the sunlight and making that solar energy to enter into the box to increase the temperature of the box. Like that, it is working. When sunlight is reflecting and falls inside the solar cooker, then immediately the temperature of the box increases. When it increases, the temperature increases up to 100 degrees Celsius to 140 degrees Celsius तक का temperature increase होता है with the help of this plain glass. इसका काम क्या है? Radiation को अंदर भेजना. ग्लास का काम क्या है? It is allowing. Incoming free है. चलो भैया करके it is allowing. When it enters, the internal, which color is there? Black color. It is going to absorb more and more infrared radiation. Infrared radiation is nothing but radiation which carries the heat energy. उसको absorb करके एक का डब्बा का जो कंटेनर है उसका टेम्परेचर 100 से 140 तक increase होगा. Then food is able to prepare. So like this, solar cooker is working and we are able to prepare the food with the help of solar energy. Such a solar device is called as a solar cooker. अभी हमको जानना है what are the advantages of this, what are the disadvantages of this, that can be discussed in the next part. See you, tata, bye bye.